Hello and welcome back to the Coding Hub. In today's video we will have a look at how to create Azure Function Apps using the Azure portal on Microsoft Azure. If you haven't heard of Microsoft Azure, it is a cloud-based infrastructure provider like AWS and Google Cloud. And in this tutorial today we'll look at creating Azure Function Apps. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. It will help us attract more like-minded people and people who want to learn about similar topics. Okay, now let's get started. So first things first is you would want to create a Microsoft Azure account. You can do this by going to portal.azure.com. And here you can register to Microsoft Azure. Once you've registered, you will want to create a new resource. So click on Create Resource and then in here type in Function App. Search for that and it will open up a bit of information about Microsoft Function Apps and what they do. But just to give you a bit of an idea, function apps are independent bits of code that run in separate functions. It is a serverless installation of an application, which means that it doesn't run on a particular server and you only get charged for the amount of time and the amount of calls that are made to each function. So this is great for startups and companies who only want to get charged for whatever functions get used. It's great for providing API type of calls that connect to data sources and provide some type of functionality to the end user. So you have to click Create and this will take you to the creation wizard. In here you'll have to select your subscription. In my case I've just got one, which is the pay-as-you-go one, and then you need a resource group. So if we just create a new resource group, you can name it whatever you want. So we'll do Azure tutorial and just click OK. The resource group is your logical grouping of resources in Azure, and its main purpose is providing access to different users in the portal and also payment. So if you want to monitor how much the resources within this resource group are costing you, you can do that in the portal. You don't have to give it a name. This has to be a unique name. Let's try Azure tutorial. Okay, and we will have a code publish model, and here you can select lots of different runtime stacks. My preferred one is .NET, just because I know how to code in .NET, and you can select the version of .NET that you want to use. 3.1 is the latest, and then we're going to select your region. For me it's North Europe, and then click Next for hosting. So hosting, each Azure Function App needs a storage account. This is used for any authorization function keys, and also if you have timer functions which run every 10 minutes, for example, then this will be used to kind of allow that functionality to work properly. You can also select an operating system. With .NET Core, you can choose Linux or Windows, it doesn't really matter. You'll have to check on your regional preferences to see if there's any hosting differences. And consumption, you want serverless, so that you can host it. It can be hosted anywhere and you can only be charged for what you use. Monitoring. Here you can assign a application insight. So this will create a new application insight resource, which is essentially used to monitor your application. So it will monitor stuff like logs, failed requests, and crashes and stuff like that. I thoroughly recommend having this set up for your application, as it will help you debug on your different environments. Tags, this is purely for reporting purposes in Azure. So don't worry about this, we can have a look at this in another tutorial or lecture. But for now, just leave it as blank. And then review and create. So here, you just need to make sure you check the different scenarios and make sure you're happy with everything that you've set up and selected, and then you can click create. However, if you want to tie this into automated deployments, then you can download a template for automation. This will give you the template that you will need to add to your deployment files, so that you can tie this in with your Azure DevOps pipelines and automatically deploy stuff via pipelines, which is great. So yeah, you just need to click download here and then add that to your C# project. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed this lecture. I hope to see you in the next one, and please like and subscribe. See you later.